Okay, so now we are going to work on assignment 1029 to 1030, our second assignment for week 8. Remember, our ReadWorks is optional and it comes with audio or read aloud. So if you do that, it'll replace one of your lowest scores, and I'll do that before progress reports are submitted. So we're going to click, go to our assignment, and let it load. So, warm up. Remember, each assignment packet, this is sort of like if we handed you a bunch of worksheets in class and we stapled them together. So, slides 1 and 2 are our warm up and review. Slides 3 through 10 are the assignment, and then slide 11 is our exit ticket. So we're going to start with our warm up. Question 1. Provide a definition for non-contiguous. Non-contiguous. You can look that up simply. Definition for non-contiguous. So, non-contiguous, not adjoining along a boundary or consisting of parts that adjoin separately. So, and then we go down here. It says, what does a non-contiguous state mean? Because remember, we're talking about geography. So what we really want is something specific to us, because words can have different meanings. So this says the United States of America is made up of 48 contiguous states, which means they are adjacent and connecting, and 2 non-contiguous states, which means they do not border any other U.S. states. And those 2 states are Alaska and Hawaii. And they're also the last 2 states to join the Union. So, which U.S. territories are non-contiguous? Now, this word territory is a little strange, but you can just use states. Which 2 states are non-contiguous? Hawaii and Alaska. And which major ocean borders the U.S. East Coast? So again, we can look up our map. Oops. So that looks like it'll do the job. So we got our United States, our little compass rose. So north is up, east is west. So the east coast is going to go from Maine all the way down to Florida. And then we see what ocean is bordering here. It's the Atlantic Ocean. So if you go down to the Virginia Beach ocean front, you'll see like Atlantic Avenue. It's right by the ocean. So back to this. So we got our 3 answers here. We're going to move on. Which major ocean borders the U.S. West Coast? So if this is the East Coast, this is going to be the West Coast. It has Washington, Oregon, and California. And it is bordered by the Pacific Ocean. So which states border the Gulf of Mexico? Gulf of Mexico. Let's find it. Atlantic. So the Gulf of Mexico, obviously, going to be right next to Mexico. Now, this doesn't have the states on it, so we're going to pull up a different map. This one looks pretty decent, at least. So we have our Gulf of Mexico right here. And we have Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, and Florida. So that completes our warm-up. We're going to move to our assignment. So region, states, and important cities. Click. We're going to go to this website. So you can right-click, get the link. Now, while that's loading, we'll read the rest of the instructions. So click on the link below to access the electronic resource. Use page 6 and 7 to complete the slides in order. So our next slide. We're going to locate the 50 states and the cities most significant to the development of the United States, explaining what makes those cities significant. So what is one way of grouping the United States? Remember, that was one of our previous warm-up questions. So a state is an example of a political region. Virginia, for example, has its own governor. The governor is different than the one in North Carolina or Tennessee. So they may be grouped as different part of geographic regions. So we're going to be focusing on grouping them as geographic regions. So we got the Northeast, the South, the Midwest, the Southeast, the Southwest, the Pacific. We're going to learn the names of some of the more significant cities in each region. So slide 5 is already done for you, and this is how all of them need to be done. You're going to label the states in the region. And if you need to pull up a different map, that helps you more with the states. Maps with state names. It's right there. So, and then you're going to name the region. This is the Rocky Mountain region. And the important cities, number 1 is Denver, Colorado, and 2 is Utah. In Utah, it's Salt Lake City. So you'll go down to slide 6. That's what are you going to use for your resources? Page 5 and 6. I need to do. So look, okay, we have the Northeast region. We got the states and the cities. You're going to try and find the Northeast region. And here it is on slide 10. So you'll write Northeast, write down the important city, number 1. So where's number 1? Number 1 is going to be right here. That is going to be Boston. So you put Boston as number 1. And if you can't see, zoom in. It'll be a little clearer for you, okay? So you will do that for all of the regions. Label the states, the cities, and name the region. Just like slide 5 is done, you need to do 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So when that is done, you're going to do your exit ticket. Answer the questions right here. So what is one way of grouping the states? Remember we said geographically. And list 3 examples of cities that historically have had political, economic, and cultural significance to the development of the United States. That's just going to be 3 of the cities that we labeled here. But if you want to use prior knowledge, think about the states, the cities that were around during the 13 colonies. They're going to be historically the most old, like Boston, Philadelphia, Atlanta, later on, Civil War. So once you do that, hit submit. Remember, this is 3 grades, and I'll see you in the next video.